Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, we are back in the Home Command Center, and not a moment too soon, we have a great video coming your way right now. The content today is something we've been talking about for 6 months now. The left has these ideals, and every individual little hot topic in our political landscape in the United States, they all have their stances, and we've talked about a lot on this channel. By the way, leave me in the comments field below if you've been here when we did. But we've talked a lot about how their stances on individual columns of their political doctrine conflict. And now we are on a beautiful course because we're about to see a railroad crash, and this is what it's like candy for me, and I hope you guys love it too. So let me know what you think in the comments field below, and we're going to get right into it. So here's where we're at. You guys know that the Second Amendment sanctuary cities sprouted up in about 2018, the idea being modeled after left-leaning cities being sanctuary cities for immigration, right? Those cities and states or counties are not going to enforce immigration law on a federal level. That's what they've decided to do, and it's in place in many, many blue states. Now, in 2018, the right picked that tactic up and started going after the sanctuary city concept, but for the Second Amendment. So, over 1,200 counties across the United States have gone into this. State level has done a lot of this. This is like the new hotness in the gun rights movement. The left took us to court on the fact that we can't do that because, get this, out of all things, it's unconstitutional. From the authors of unconstitutional, we're being unconstitutional. But this is where it gets important, guys, because they can't keep conflicting with each other. It's going to bite them on one or the other. They are damned if you do, damned if you don't. Everything is linked in the description box below, as always, but let's get into this because I think you guys are going to enjoy this. So, the article we're touching on is titled, Second Amendment Sanctuaries Facing the First Court Test in Oregon. Okay, so there's a conservative county in Oregon, and they are doing a Second Amendment ballot. They basically said, hey, the people of our county want a Second Amendment sanctuary county. The sheriff went along with it, and that's where we're at. The left took it to court, okay? So, here's the backstory for this independent area. After President Joe Biden took office, conservative lawmakers in several states proposed banning police from enforcing federal gun measures, and at least one proposal in Arizona hasn't signed into law, which we're aware of. We've been talking about this. Now, the ramifications? This will allow the court to tell us whether the county can actually decline to enforce certain state laws, and it will tell us how to abide by the will of the voters to the extent that we can, said Sarah Hansen, who serves as counsel in the conservative-leaning county in Deep Blue, Oregon. This is a really good litmus test for not only Oregon, but the rest of the country as well, and that's why this is so important. So, as this goes through, this is a court case basically saying the blue side says you can't supersede federal law because you are not a state and you also are a county underneath a state. Basically, federal is the maximum, you can't supersede it, which if you pay attention, because you guys on this channel, I know you do, that also goes for immigration. This is where they're screwed, okay? So, if they go with this premise, that means that one of their other columns, their other pillars of the left positioning can't work either. So if they win, they're screwed because the arguments are going to be used against them in the sanctuary city argument under the immigration category. If they lose, then the Second Amendment stands in the individual counties, so they're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now this is where it gets really, really rich. We've talked on this channel a lot about Everytown for Gun Safety. That's one of the main gun control groups in the United States. It's under Bloomberg. That's his little outfit. They have a subsidiary. Everytown Law, an affiliate of the group Everytown for Gun Safety, is pushing for the measure to be overturned. Managing Director Eric Blah said it would be the nation's first court test amid the current wave of Second Amendment sanctuary laws. That's technically true. It would be. Check this out. Everytown argues that the ordinance violates the U.S. Constitution, which says federal law supersedes state law, as well as the state constitution and an Oregon law that gives the state power to regulate firearms. Alright, this is where it gets beautiful. First of all, there is no federal gun law that's come down that's going to supersede anything because nothing has happened in Congress. And you guys know that because we've been talking about this for a while now on this channel. And I will be on the first cutting edge to tell you if something changes on that. But right now, it's pretty stagnant, which is beautiful. However, now the gun control groups are going after individual counties and states because they see the Second Amendment sanctuary movement as a threat to their gun control dreams, right? Because they can't just have it in their zones, they have to have it over the whole country. Very typical left ideal of the far left ideal of, I can't only have it in my area, it's got to be across the country. Similar concept in Massachusetts, where they are trying to get rid of Springfield completely, or no, excuse me, Smith & Wesson in Springfield, because they don't want to be able to send guns anywhere out of Massachusetts. It's the same concept, same ideal. This is constant across the board. What's really rich is they are utilizing the Constitution as the reason and the framework that they should win their lawsuit. So if the Constitution works for their favor, they're all for it. If the Constitution does not work in their favor, it's an old, antiquated, relegated document that should be put back into the dustbins of history because we are so modern and advanced. You see what they're doing, guys? It's useful in one situation, it's not useful in the other. Destroy it over here, utilize it here. Any means necessary to achieve the outcome. That is the goal here from their perspective. The beautiful part is when they have this total war, burn everything down like Sherman in the Civil War, what happens is they may win on one front in a small isolated county, but then they lose on the immigration front, and they got to choose which one's more important. And this is where it gets really, really fascinating, because their ideals are conflicting with each other like we always talk about. And that, guys, is why we keep the course. We are doing amazing work together. Nothing has been moved through in Congress. They have the House, the Senate, and the White House. Nothing's budged. The filibuster is still intact. H.R. 8 and 1446 are basically stalled in the Senate. They're not even up to the floor for a vote yet. And they're not going to be the closer they get to election season, which 2022, by the way, we're going to do some work. So let's do it. Anyway, so that's going down. Dianne Feinstein's AWB, or her assault weapons ban, dead on arrival, not happening. All the measures to strip out the PLCAA from the United States Code, which would exempt gun manufacturers from liability, stalled, not happening. Packing the courts, not happening, not even brought for a vote by Pelosi. You guys are achieving this when you have everything stacked against you, and I don't want you guys to forget how powerful you are when you are unified in one direction as one voice, because you guys are doing amazing, and keep it up. We've got a lot of work to do. We need to stay on our representatives. We need to keep checking all the different gun channels, make sure we're all up on our knowledge. But we are doing some great things, and when it comes to 2022, guys, we are going to do some serious work, because we are going to show up and show out. And any fears that something nefarious is going on, we are going to overwhelm it by this wave that they don't even see coming, because it's in our power. We have the power. It's our Constitution, not theirs. Until tomorrow, guys, I'm Braden. See you later.